over here, and welcome to my third guidelines, which is going to be about the essential accessories. Essential accessories is what I recommend that you should have as a bare minimum in your wardrobe. The first items I think you really should have in your wardrobe are sneakers or runners, whatever you prefer to call them. And again, as we went through the basic, if you remember, you should definitely have a black pair. Well, I think you should have a black pair. And also either neutral or nude or a white. I have a few examples, sorry they're not super clean here. I love these, they're super comfortable, and I like the nude. It goes with so many different color schemes. And obviously the really fashionable Stanley Smith from Adidas, which is also a must-have and look fantastic with your jeans. My next item I recommend you should have in your wardrobe are flats. Now, I have very few flats because I love my heels. However, I do have some, and I have quite a few flat summer sandals. And then I've recently, in the last few years, I've really taken a liking to the slides, so the mules, and I like them very much. It's not a complete flat, it has got a little bit of a heel, this one, and I just think they're super flattering on, as you saw in that example I gave previous on. But if you are more into flats than heels, just replace anything I'm talking about in the heels with a flat version or a lower heel version that is more what you like and it's more comfortable for. Favorites, and I actually wear it also most of summer as well when it's not like 40 degrees, but still really love my booties. And I have quite a few, and I'll just show you a few examples that I have. I have a black bootie, and I really recommend that you have a black bootie. It can either be with sort of a heel like this, or a lower heel, of course. But what I like about this one, it's a heel that I can walk in and run around in and do things without being uncomfortable. It's just an all-round, and it looks good both with a dress or jeans, and just one of my always go-to sort of food. I wear it a little bit higher because I've got longer legs, so I don't want to have too much of a gap until my jeans starts, so that's why mine is a little bit higher. If you have a shorter leg, I would recommend maybe just going for a little bit lower here in terms of where it starts, just so you show a little bit of angle, which would just elevate your look a bit more. I also have a neutral version in my bootie. There's different takes on them. I've actually got the same style because I love the heel height so much. So it's the exact same brand and style, and I just got it in a softer statement bootie, like one that you can use for evening or even parties. Mine is this one here, and I think I've shown you a few times before. So it's got like a finer here, but it's a square, so it's almost like a take on the block heel, and it's got a square toe, very 1990s, if you remember that. And then it's also a little bit finer leather, shinier, and a more fitted than my other everyday go-to bootie that you probably heard me talk a few times about strappy heels. So strappy heels I will wear when you need to break something up in an outfit where you need to look a little bit more finer or show a bit more flesh. For example, in my example, when you're wearing leather leggings, of course if it's freezing cold you might need to wear boots. But if it's not that cold, it just looks more elegant if you break that leather look up with a strappy heel. And my take on the strappy heel is like this. I know you can go finer. I just like a little bit more support because I like a heel. So I have like, this is what I call a bit more strappy. As you also notice probably when I look through my booties, most of my heels are quite are more heavy or more like a block heel. And that's simply because I love stilettos, but I'm just not comfortable in them, and I don't walk very well in them. So as soon as you uncomfortable in something and you're not walking really, you're staggering along like I do in a stiletto, it just doesn't do anything for your look, and your personal style sort of goes out the window. I always recommend a black version in my essential accessories, and then also a neutral version. A neutral can be anything from a nude suede, a light brown, but also metallic. Metallic are right good, that can really elevate your style. So in my strappy heel version, I've got I recommend that you have some statement heels, which mean where you're going to that party where you just need a little bit extra look. And the ones I have at the moment are not really out there, but they're quite out there in terms of their style. So I've got like a quite high sort of a nude suede. I also recommend that you have some wedges in your wardrobe, obviously for the warmer months or going on holiday, but it's just so nice to quickly dress up a summer dress with a wedge. Even when I took you through the denim skirts or even white denim, you can quickly dress it up. And my version, as I've shown you before too, again the metallic color that goes for the neutral. This one is sort of look quite high, but it's actually really, really comfortable. I have a black version as well, so when you're wearing like an all black summer dress, I really like the look that you're also wearing like a black strappy wedge, and then it breaks it up obviously with the heel of the wedge. Another item I recommend is a pump, at least having one pair of heel black pump. Essential footwear that I have recommended. You can probably already see how that goes back with the basic items and the essential items that I've recommended. And this is, completely on purpose, of course, and also sort of gives you that opportunity that if you have a certain day where you want to wear a certain outfit and you feel like, oh, what shoes should I wear because it's a bit colder today than what I expected. Well, you might have planned to wear the strappy sandal. It's a bit colder. I want to wear my statement boot instead with that. So that's where that sort of wardrobe frustration will be minimized, because you always have like a substitute that will go back with that outfit you have chosen, because you have constructed that wardrobe in that way that everything just fits beautifully in together. So coming to bags and bags that I recommend you should have in your wardrobe as a minimum. I like my bags quite simple, not too logo or brand focused, and also with a very, very practical purpose. So I have had many different size everyday bag during the years, but I've come to that I really like sort of a small to medium size like this, and I really like the crossbody bag, just because you have that sort of here. I know it's in fashion right now, but it's just really practical. Your hands free. For clutches, again is quite minimal in my taste. This is one from my own range when I had my shops. So extremely simple, just black leather with one zip, no logo or anything, but just really, really practical, and also not too ladylike. You can also have that if you're going out with a silk blouse, black jeans and a high heel. It doesn't look out of place. My neutral one is a little bit probably dark for neutral, but I've used that in a few examples too. But because of the snake skin printed leather, it just sort of brings, see if the light is catching a bit, but it just brings really in an outfit. If you're just wearing black and white or other neutral colors, they just tie things in together, having more like sort of an animal print or another type of print on your crotch. I also recommend you have a tote, just a bigger bag when you need to take more with you. You can even have like your crossbody bag or your smaller handbag, whatever you choose, to fit in your tote bag. This is a very old, almost vintage tote bag that I have used for many, many years. Again, I don't have a black or a neutral. I just recommend in a tote bag, you just go for a color that sort of you can incorporate in most of your outfits, and just have one is essential. I have this one is sort of like a really dark burgundy, and again that goes beautifully with anything dark and black, but also in the navies and neutral colors. So something else to think about, but again, and it can also fit in my laptop, so I can always take it to work as well. But this is the end of what I recommend you should have as essential accessories. And you could say, well, you've only really talked about your footwear and bags. What about everything else? Like, what about jewelry, belts, sunglasses, scarves? What are we going to hear about that? So we're going to hear about that with any future styling that I'm going to do, because this is where we're going to have fun and play around and elevate that particular personal style of yours. I hope you enjoyed that, and as I always say, if you have any questions or any comments to me, what I've gone through here with the essential accessories or anything else, please feel free to contact me. If you are on YouTube, please provide your comments below or any questions, and also don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.